begin with the big story. The Supreme Court will hear the petitions of the Muslim side against the Places of Worship Act, which will have a bearing on several other cases as well. Now, in their plea, the AIMPLB has asked the Supreme Court not to interfere with the act, and they have cited disturbance in the law and order situation. The AIMPLB has also referred to the Sri Krishna Commission report on 1992 and 93 blasts and cited that the 92 riots happened after the feelings of the Muslim side was hurt due to the Babri demolition. Legal editor Harish Nair joining us live with the details on what's expected today. Harish, it's a very, very crucial decision that's going to be taken by the Supreme Court. Places of Worship Act has a bearing on several other cases as well. But amidst that, we have the All India Muslim Personal Law Board filing a plea, also saying that any hearing on the matter can lead to law and order situation.
Yes, that's right. A very crucial day as far as the Places of Worship Act is concerned. The Supreme Court bench led by Chief Justice U.U. Lalit will be hearing a batch of 9 petitions which challenge the constitutional validity of the Place of Worship Act. They primarily argue that the Act takes away rights of Hindus, Jains, Buddhists, Sikhs to reclaim the places of worship through courts, and goes on to legalize illegal acts of invaders. And also say Parliament cannot restrain Hindus, Jains and Buddhists from devotees from getting back their religious places of worship through the judicial process. And this is also significant because the hearing comes on a day when Varanasi court is set to pronounce its verdict on the plea filed by the Hindu side demanding carbon dating of the structure they claim to be a shivling found inside the Gyanvapi mosque, Wazukhana. Remember, the 4 women petitioners had sought scientific investigation and carbon dating to ascertain the nature and age of the shivling. And as you rightly said, the All India Muslim Personal Board had in the meanwhile filed an intervention petition saying that at the first place it was wrong for the Supreme Court to issue notice in this matter, because it has instilled fear, it has created fear in the minds of Muslims who are already troubled with the Babri demolition and the Ayodhya judgment of the Supreme Court. And it will also open floodgates for thousands of litigations across various other mosques in the country. They had also, in fact, raised the fear of the apprehension of communal issues between Hindus and Muslims in the country, worsening, and even drawn a parallel between the Mumbai blast of 1993, which happened post the Babri Masjid demolition. So, today, what is more important is that the centre is expected to make its stand clear on the Place of Worship Act, because it around 1 year and 6 months back was the first time when Supreme Court had sought the centre's view, but it has not filed any affidavit despite 3 chances given to it. So today, what will be the stand of the centre will also be very important, because centre is, according to sources, expected to make a tightrope walk because of this. Muslims have already said that there's fear in the minds of the Muslim community, and also at the same time it cannot in fact antagonize or hurt the feelings of the Hindu petitioners and large section of Hindu community who wants this act scrapped. So all eyes on the Supreme Court when the hearing happens around 11 o'clock.
Okay, all right. Harish, thank you for joining us with those details. At 11 a.m. today, the Supreme Court is going to take up that crucial hearing. But it's not just in the Supreme Court. Another legal dispute, very crucial one, is going to take place today. The crucial hearing in the Gyanvapi case will resume. The Varanasi court is expected to pronounce its order on the Hindu side's plea seeking carbon dating of a structure that has been found inside the Gyanvapi complex, which the Hindu side says is a shivling. The court had on Friday deferred the matter to October 11th and is likely to deliver the verdict on the plea after hearing the masjid side's arguments. When the hearing resumes, this is around 2 p.m. today. Now, the Hindu side claims that the structure that is found in the Wazukhana of the Gyanvapi complex during the videographic survey is actually a shivling. The Muslim side, remember, has denied this claim, saying that the structure found is a fountain instead. So the Hindu side had then submitted an application seeking the carbon dating of this purported shivling. Carbon dating is a scientific process through which scientists can ascertain the age of a particular object. Akanksha is joining us live from Varanasi on the details on that front. Akanksha, there has been a lot of anticipation over the case in the last several months. There are devotees who have been waiting eagerly, and today the Varanasi court is expected to pronounce that verdict.
Well, absolutely, and it's a D-day for the Gyanvapi case, as the court is going to pronounce this crucial order on the plea seeking carbon dating of the shivling-like structure which was found in the mosque complex. Now, before delving into the details of the case, let me show you the visuals of the Varanasi court. This is the place where this crucial order will be pronounced today. In some time, security personnel will gather here, and security will be heightened, because remember, a few days back there was a bomb threat of before this crucial order. But if we talk about the case, the Hindu side had demanded that carbon dating be done and scientific process be followed to determine the age of the shivling-like structure that was found. Now, this shivling-like structure was found earlier this year, as you remember, and that time around, Muslim side had claimed that this was not shivling, this was in fact a mountain. And this time also they have opposed the plea by the Hindu side, stating that this goes against the Supreme Court order of keeping this structure safe, and also that the original plea was of that for the year-long prayer at the shrine, and not of carbon dating of the structure. So today we'll see a very crucial order from this Varanasi court. But if we talk about opposition of this plea, not only the Muslim side, but one of the 5 petitioners in this case has also opposed this, saying that this will damage the shivling-like structure, and that in Sanatan Dharma, a broken structure is not worshipped. So we'll see how this goes today, whether it goes in favor of the Hindu side or the Muslim, and we'll await for this very, very crucial order. And as you rightly mentioned, what is carbon dating and why is it so important? It is a scientific process, as you mentioned, that will determine the age of a archaeological object. But if this object turns out to be a shivling, then that will buttress the claim of the Hindu side of their claim on this Muslim this mosque complex. So definitely a big order will come from this Varanasi court today.
Right. The decider is expected at 2 p.m. today. Akanksha, thank you for joining us with those details.